Hi guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is dedicated to learning Python for data science, and not just this YouTube channel. Well, this YouTube channel is dedicated to Python and data science, and this is the playlist for Introduction to Python. And today we're going to be walking down the road talking about Python loops, and at this time we're going to add the else statement to it. So let's get started. We obviously know that the else statement evaluates in the conditional statement, or when you're trying to create a flow control, and the else statement evaluates when the block of code is false, when the condition is false. So we are going to look at the else statement with the for loop. Right now, the idea for this is so that we could just mix and match and look at how this works together. Now, so the first thing I want to do for us to demonstrate the else statement with a for loop is to create something. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to create something called a number, right? I'll call this numbers, and numbers is a list, and I'm going to put some numbers inside of it. So I'm going to have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty simple stuff. So right now, so I document this. So this is a list with numbers. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to introduce a for loop, right? Now, this for loop I'm going to introduce is, no, hold on. I think I got something wrong here. I'm going to introduce something called a search value. So let me just call this search underscore value. And inside of it, I'm going to have 3, right? I'm going to have 3. So that's 1. So this is a simple variable. So a simple variable with 3 as the value. So now the next I'm going to do, so I will come down a bit and then I'll create my for loop. I'm just going to say for num in numbers, right? For num in numbers. So with this, I'm already starting off by creating my for loop, and I end this with a colon. And now what I'm going to basically say is, with an if statement, I'm going to say if num is, this is the equality symbol, and we already know what the equality symbol does, right? With the equality symbol, we have any value in on the left and on the right are equal, with the operand, the equality symbol in the middle, right? And so it's true. So that's what it evaluates as. So I'm going to say print, and I'll use the f string here, which is a string formatter, and I'll basically say search value, and I close this, and I'll write found, right? So with this, and then I'll introduce break, and of course we know what the break is. If you don't know or don't understand what the break statement is, why don't you just look watch the previous videos, and you're going to have a sense of what that is. Then now I'm going to introduce my else statement, which is going to run if we have a false condition. So here I'm just going to say print, and I use my f string again to make it readable, right? And I'll have my search value, and I'll write not found in the list, right? So we have this now. So this is basically like a Python loop, and else statement. So let's see if this runs without an error. So I run this, and you can see that 3 is found. Now if we change this and I say 6, or 6 not found in the list. So this is literally, how we can use this. I feel like I should add a bit to it. So what do I do? Okay, I'm going to copy all this, and I'm just going to add something. I'm going to add something to it so it makes it a little flexible. So we already have this, but now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this guy here, and I'm going to introduce an input function instead of having this search value here. So I'm just going to change this into an input function so that we can just put any number we want, right? Any number, right? And here we're going to assume we don't even know which numbers are in the number list. So we're just assuming it's a big database or something. So here I'm just going to introduce the input function. Then here I'm just going to say input a number, right? Then I put a space for it so it looks okay. Now we understand that when you do this, then that means you have to, convert that search value again to an integer because the input function outputs a string. So I just put an int, and inside of it, I just simply put my search value. So we do that. So here, documentation, always important. So input function, and of course here, output as int, right? So now we already have this. So once we call on this, we're now going to have a situation where we can put in any number we want. So let's see if this works. Yes. Then I put 23 not found in the list, right? So really interesting way we can switch it up and then try to check out a few of the things we've learned. Like we've created a value here, a variable with 6, we have a list here, and then we use a for loop and an else statement to figure out if certain values are in the list. We take it up a notch a bit, and we introduce the input function, and now we can just put any number we want, and it's going to let us know if it's in it or not. So if you're trying to pick up data science, the Python programming language is one hell of a skill to be proficient at, right? So like, subscribe, share with friends and family.